How cold is that? Okay, that'll work. Hey, my light on?
I was trying to figure out.
Yes. We're good?
So it was on Tuesday.
All right, let's fix this baby and let's get this show on the road. All righty, gang. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Wow, it's summertime, huh? Nobody wants to have a friend anymore? Something to say or whatever, you know? Anybody graduate from school recently, like this year yet?
Preschool.
Preschool, that counts?
Middle school.
Middle school? Middle school, okay. There you go. I just gotta do a little bragging. Yeah. Isn't that right? Isn't that sweet? That little fat little thing turned into that. Unbelievable, right? Fun stuff. Yeah. So yeah, she graduated Tuesday. Wendy's daughter graduated too. Who knew? And they become friends. Chloe and Jada become friends, and they both have no idea what they're gonna do.
That's okay. It's a way to influence.
No clue.
Each other.
Look, we can get them into Key Realty School on a discount. You don't want to go. They ain't gonna happen, you know. So, but yeah, fun stuff. So that's my little girl. All right, kids. So what else we got here? We're gonna go through this kind of quick because at 10 o'clock, we all know Kathy Heaney. If you don't know Kathy, you'll meet her today. She's been down at LVR for a while.
Yeah, a long time.
Easy. I knew you would say something. But she'll tell you how long. It's a long time. But she's probably the best matrix trainer we have, maybe in the country. So if you have a laptop, I would hook it up. If you don't, that's okay too. She's gonna have a little handout that's over there. That's the stuff she's gonna cover.
She has a direct number she picks up.
She really does. It's
Every
unbelievable.
single, she
It's
doesn't have to
full
go look and she knows the answer up here, so.
Yeah, so use her as a resource. Don't feel bad to, call her, because you spend all your money down at LVR. Take advantage of it, you know?
You can ask her why we could turn back our areas.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, I think she doesn't like the area. Bring that up. She was not an area
You know
fan.
what, it's so easy to research
Yeah, I see her
property
react.
areas.
She was not a fan. She wasn't a fan of that. You know,
I don't know
I
why.
was. I loved it.
Me too.
All right, so that's
Bring
Kathy.
it up.
I guess we should turn this on. Maybe not. I'll try this. So that's Kathy. Okay, let's see. Oh, Suze, what'd I do? All right, I'll stand here. All right, gang, so that's the $1 Million Club from last month. If you see them in the hallways, you're doing your deal, say congratulations. Congratulations to Joanne and James again, our mentees of the month of April. Make sure you're using this. It's a cool slide. $2 billion, 4,800 deals. That's how many we did last year. The closest one was Berkshire Hathaway with 3,400. So I'm a big fan of saying we did 5,000 deals last year. Not 4,800, we did 5,000. And our next competitor was 3,400. So that's a big gap.
Wow.
So it's a really cool slide. It's really powerful if you're using it. And I don't know why you shouldn't be, okay?
One zone,
There's a ton of them just out there you can print.
but I meant if you wanted to.
No, we have to put it
It's on
somewhere.
Facebook, but I can email it to you.
Yeah, we can email it to everybody. Yeah, it's just something, it doesn't come from us, it comes from a third party that does all of the numbers for all of Nevada.
So you'll email it to everyone?
Isn't it in the newsletter?
It's always in the newsletter,
Oh, we
yeah,
put
it's
it
in the
in the
newsletter,
Facebook.
but, okay, we will email it out to everyone today for the last time. Okay? Okay? What else we got here? Don't forget the classes with Justin. Someone said, Tim, this one is always at the time of the meeting. It is, this one right here. So you have to go back and watch the recording of it on One Rock Stars, okay? Also today, I think that's the next slide, Ricky's doing a class. John's boss, Ricky. If you haven't seen Ricky, he's gonna get your motor running. He's gonna get the juices flowing here, even if it's on Zoom. It's gonna come through the way the guy is. So I'm anxious to watch him today at 1 o'clock. So kind of jump on that. Don't forget the Facebook page. There are so many classes coming up, gang. I'm not sure what to do here. Do you think there's too many?
There's a lot of classes. You take it.
Honestly, do you get
There's
too many?
something for somebody.
Yeah?
No,
Okay.
I don't
And
think
this,
there's
what we're gonna show you now is not even Wendy's calendar. So Wendy's calendar is separate, okay? But I'll go through these quick. Next Friday is bowling. Well, I guess it's not a training class.
Tim, do you want us to specify our own teams, or do we just show up? Because last
Just
year-
show up.
You sure?
Okay, if you're on the list, Suzanne has your name. There's 10 bowlers. So if
I need
you're not on the,
two more.
we need 2 more.
So I got you, Brandon,
You got
and
Mikey over
Danny. Oh, Mikey, so I just need one more.
You don't have me, right? You don't have me.
You can.
Okay, so then we got.
Boom, just show up. We'll have 2 teams of 5. A lot of fun. A couple of Jack Daniel's shots at about 9:15. Margaritas at 10. It's, you know. And like I said, if you want to get some little tchotchkes, you know what they all are. A million of them. Everyone's gonna be there. Are you there? Not this year? This year on, right? You have enough here, tchotchkes. You don't need any more of your stuff here, okay? So that's the bowling coming up. John's doing a disc class next week. You need to take this. If for no other reason, find out where you fall into this. Most dealers are DI.
No, D's actually only 10% of the population. Most
Well, realtors is.
realtors are I's.
Eyes, right.
A lot of eyes.
Yeah. It'll be a real eye-opening thing.
There you go.
Once you do this, it'll tell you what you are, what your personality is, what your strengths are.
It's truly the building block of your business.
It's really a cool
You
thing.
can't have a business plan if you don't know what you're
Yeah.
capable of.
You might get the results and say, that's bullshit.
That's what I did.
That's what I did. I said, yeah, that's not me. Yeah. So I did it again. Thinking I fudged some of the answers. Like, oh no, I'm not really good at this when I'm really not. And it came out the same. So it's really, really pretty cool if you take this. And John does a great class on it. June 6th is the barbecue here in the office, but it is not. That's a mistake. I messed up. On that same day, which is next Thursday, is it next Thursday? Thursday, after 2 weeks from today, we're not having a meeting in here. If you want to, I would recommend go down to Green Valley for the NAREP business rally.
I'm
All
gonna
these.
be there, it's gonna be fun, if you haven't gone
You
to
gonna
an
be?
NAREP.
On your way?
Yeah, we're a NAREP sponsor this year for this event, but if you've not gone to a NAREP event, it's really, really cool, it's a different vibe than some of the other organizations, a lot of energy, a lot of, a lot of offices maybe that you don't normally see at some of the other events that you'll see through NAREP, so highly encouraged.
Yes, I think they're gonna talk a lot, we're gonna have 6 really good brokers, or 7 of them there, and 4 lenders. And I think one of the big things we're gonna talk about in 2 weeks is, John might touch on it today, the VA announcement that came out yesterday.
Yes.
So we don't have any answers, don't expect us to tell you anything. I'll show you the article. But the VA just loosened up some stuff. So the day after that is the general membership meeting. So hopefully you're all going to that. It's $35, it's free. You having a table there too?
Yep.
You are, Jesus.
If you don't get these things sell out.
These things
Whoa,
sell
it
out.
might be
Yeah.
sold out already. It might be sold out
Yeah,
already,
it's
but-
at Durango Station, it's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that they're having it there, it's nice.
And we have 4 tables reserved for Realty One Group, right, kind of in the front. So get there early to claim your spot. No one's holding seats, okay? I don't wanna walk in and someone from here holds 9 seats to the 9 people. No, that's just not gonna fly. No, you gotta get there to get your seat, to make it fair, okay? Because we only have 40 seats and we'll probably have 60 or 70 agents show up. So get there early, okay, when the doors open. What else we got here? That's also about the general membership. Brian Gordon is the speaker. He's excellent. Trust me, you're gonna leave there with information that you didn't know before. And then, of course, Lee Barrett's doing another BBA buyer agency class from like 1 to 4. Then, if that's not enough, of course, Lee Dreisen's gonna do the meth, mold, and marijuana class. We all like that class for different reasons, I'm sure, okay? Ricky's doing a CE class. This is here, right, John? He's coming in for this.
Yes.
Yes,
Tim.
okay, yeah, and it has to do with not getting in trouble on social media with your posts. Because certain agents are getting fines. Nobody in this room, I don't think so. Okay, maybe,
Don't bet on it.
but you gotta be careful what you're posting, okay?
You don't know what to do wrong if you do things,
Your mobile,
Yeah, it's using your phone, it's using Instagram, but posting it properly and ethically, so
And
you
it's
don't
gonna come
get
in,
fined.
like in your email, they'll give you time to fix stuff, so,
Yeah.
like, sometimes we don't know, they'll just say you violated, they won't tell you what.
Right.
So you have to go back in and change that a little bit.
And just be careful, usually another agent is gonna rat you out. That's usually how it works, I hate to say it, but that's the nature, it's the world we live in, okay? And that's a pretty cool QR code, you can click on that. Then in July, we're having the broker panel here. Wendy and John are gonna MC it, you guys can ask the 4 of us a bunch of questions. And then, we have the baseball game in July. So, I don't know, have we signed up for this at all? Have we reached out to Mark yet? Has he
You
called?
gotta sign up with,
Just Stephanie? Okay, email Stephanie at SWAadmin@Realty One Group, that's Stephanie, and she'll take your money gladly. Okay, I think it's $40 or is it 50? Oh, does it?
And includes food.
Yeah, you get food, you get a seat, we have a little private area where you can mingle and walk around, but you have to buy your own booze, sorry. Okay, you get all the soda that you want. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, another great breakfast by one of our great vendors, and today it's John Morgan, gang. Look at that, isn't that good? Isn't that kind of cute? There it is. Very good job.
Oh, yeah, so the VA, they came out and said that they're not doing anything, but they're kicking the can down the road.
Let me take that. I know you like waiting on it like I do.
No commission.
They're just raising their hand and saying, we'll allow it for now. You know, they're open to it. But I still don't expect any major policy change. I feel like everybody's going to shift to this language of compensation, where closing costs are gonna be closing costs, compensation's gonna be compensation, and it's be clearly defined. That way the VA doesn't have to say that their person is paying for a closing cost, it's just compensation, so.
Does it seem like it would be a flat fee more so, if anything?
No, it'd be whatever, it just needs to be just different,
Okay.
so.
They say there's no commission, VA's not paying.
No, they raised
veterans
their
not
hand and
paying.
said they'll allow it right now, temporarily.
They'll allow
They
the
wanna
veteran
see, everybody's in wait and
to
see.
pay.
Yeah,
The
they wanna
veteran's
see.
not gonna pay.
No, well, buyers not gonna pay either, are they? They don't wanna pay.
Nobody wants to pay.
Nobody wants to pay.
Nobody wants to pay.
All right, we're all working for free.
But they're just, but before the VA wouldn't allow it at all.
Right.
But now they're saying, okay, we'll temporarily lift it, meaning that they're doing nothing by not doing it.
But we don't really know if this means we write up an offer today.
No,
Yeah.
we haven't changed anything.
Right, exactly.
This is,
Okay.
August
Right.
6th.
and that's why they came out and said it.
Yeah.
Well, temporarily, because they don't know what's gonna happen either. They don't know how everything's gonna shake out.
Was that as of yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. This, not to interrupt John, this came in your email from NAR,
Yeah.
and you, if you get the magazine, which you should, it should be mailed here or to your house. Okay, so that's why these NAR emails that some of us never open, you
So
need to
just
open
know,
them.
just
okay?
know that they're open to it. If it were time, if it was what, July,
Right.
yeah, July 16th, if that was today,
Right.
you could go out and your VA client could pay the buyer commission.
Well, August.
August 16th.
August.
But they're not gonna like that, the veterans.
But John, no buyer wants to pay it, you know,
No.
right? No one wants to pay it.
But you really have to sell.
And to be honest,
So
how many
it's-
VA clients know that they're not allowed to pay it? They don't know.
Well, they know with $1 down they do.
Yeah, just
Dollar
like
down.
buyers, they're learning just like the buyers, that they're gonna have to pay
I
commission.
still don't think
Right.
it's gonna be paying.
But a good agent.
That's a whole nother game. So,
Yeah.
back to the PowerPoint.
Let's get back to the good one.
So I had this happen the other day, or yesterday, actually. So, in the lending world, since Dodd-Frank, since the crash, they tightened down on lenders making up their compensation per loan, right?
Right.
Used to be a fun game, depending on who it was and how.
Understand.
Yeah, okay. So now you have to set your compensation, and you can do it like every 6 months or whatever, but it's set, and you can't adjust it, right? So that makes it a level playing field. But with Epic, in Realty One Group, we're allowed to create an in-house compensation. That can't adjust either, but it's set. That allows me to give you guys a better deal. So I can use that, all right? Someone came to me, Realty One Group agent up in Salt Lake. Got the person qualified, went to a builder, First Colony, anybody heard of First Colony Mortgage? Do a lot of builder, representation. Well, they went to the builder because they're giving 3%, all right? Builder says, we'll let you use an outside lender if you put a certain amount in earnest money. Okay, great. He sent me his loan estimate for First Colony. I matched their rate, and because it's Realty One Group, I'm allowed to give them that special deal. I beat First Colony by $5,000.
Wow.
Okay. And that was without any sweat. I was like, boom, this is it. I don't have to ask for anything. This is it. First Colony is not gonna match that. They're not even gonna come close. All right? And this is the builder's lender. So just know that I talked to, Stephen yesterday, he said, asked me about the language we talked about a couple months ago in the sales meeting, about, special incentives available when using Epic Lending, putting that in the listing, all right? Because it's gonna save your seller money.
Do we have, not to interrupt you, we have rock title jargon that we put in the agent remarks. Do we have epic jargon that we can put in there too?
Yeah, it's just that simple.
But do we have it? Is it
I'll give it
prepared?
to,
Yeah.
I'll give it to Suzanne
Right,
and get it
exactly.
out.
Okay. Right.
But you tell your seller, it's like, listen, we're gonna try and leverage Epic. If we can get them qualified with Epic and Epic kicks back too, you're gonna pay less when they ask for concession. Offer comes in, buyer wants 3%. Hey, did you call Epic or are you pre-qualified for it? No, we're using ours. If you go through Epic, we might be able to get to that 3%, because the seller's really stuck on 1.5% or whatever. It might help them, because it's gonna save your seller money, and then on the flip side, when your seller goes to buy, they get the Epic deal when they buy, so, you know, it's a win-win. So really start putting your, putting that language into the listing agreement.
What if you qualify the buyer and they go to another house, another realtor? So that gets canceled?
What do you mean?
If you qualify the buyer for the special deal,
Can you lose the buyer?
and no, they go somewhere else, I'm selling the house and I referred them.
Yeah, if they take me with them,
Yeah.
we'll still close a loan on another house.
Yeah.
But this is more for your seller to protect their pocket on the concession side, so.
And one more thing, Johnny. Once a month for two and a half hours, we have a big Zoom meeting with all the big shots. Me and Wendy, Pat Kelly, our president, and Ricky is in on it. And Ricky said, and I don't know if John knows this, so sorry, big fella. Exactly, you'll love this. He swore he will never lose a deal to rate. So if your buyer has, I got 5.25 and a quarter at so-and-so, they could be full of crap. But if they can prove it to you with something, give it to John. John will send it to the big shots at Epic, and according to Ricky, he'll match it or beat it. So Ricky and the power-ups at Epic are really stepping forward to try to get us
Yeah, because all
some
the
business.
new homes are, you know, given.
New homes are hard, yeah.
Only given the.
The only
3%.
way we can't win is if that new home builder refuses to give any concessions
That's the
unless they
trade-off.
use their intern.
Yeah, that's the trade-off.
And even then, I was come close,
Did you?
you know, within a point, they're like 3% towards closing costs, and we were within a point of the total out of pocket, so. But anyways, so know that, put that in your listings. Agent marketing playbook, this is a 70-page, so I'm working on the next quarter right now, it'll be out next month. But this one was all about buyers, there's all kinds of documents, business plans, marketing plans, buyer checklist, consultation checklist, questions to have, all that stuff. So use these, leverage it. If I was still in real estate, still running my team, I could totally coach and run my team off of these books each quarter. Okay, so use this for your own business. You can scan the QR code, or you can go to agentworkbook.com. All right, that will allow you to get it on the computer. So that, and again, that DISC class coming up, it's super important, you know, to know, because you have power, right? It's good to know you and to build your plan around you, but way more important to be able to understand your client coming through the door, all right? It's so important. We're working on putting together a CE class, a 3-hour credit CE class for agency based on the DISC and all of that, because you can better service your client. You know, someone, I did this class in Green Valley, and someone said, so we're mirror matching. I'm like, no, that sounds fake, okay? You're supporting your client's personality, all right? You're not matching it. You understand them, you're supporting, they trust you, you create a relationship. You're not changing who you are, you're working with who you have, okay? And that makes you a better agent. But NAR would love it if every agent worked like that and understood their clients better. So come to the class, understand yourself, understand your client, have a better business. That's all I got.
Now you made it. Hey, and, this was a handout too.
You need batteries for the picture.
Oh, there it is? It's on, the light's on. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but make sure you have this. This just came out yesterday when you log into MLS, so make sure it's there. It talks about the VA Department of Justice lawsuit that Linda talked about when she walked in this morning, okay?
Yeah.
So the DOJ is still out there after us, and the better news is the VA, okay? But again, we have until August, gang, so it's an evolving thing, okay? But the cool thing about the VA, if you read the article in Realtor Magazine, it talked about how just this month, all of the realtors were in DC, 6,000 realtors that they do every year, and they meet with our congresspeople and our senators, and they bitch, and I've been in those meetings when I was on the board with Jackie Rosen and Mark Amadei, and I forgot who the senators were back then, but they let us sit down for a half hour and tell us what we think they're doing wrong. And I'm knowing Mary, she probably was in there and taught them a new one about veterans, you know? So again, not that I'm promoting NAR and LVR, but we need those associations to keep these things moving forward, okay?
Yeah, the DOJ doesn't want us to even advertise any commission anywhere, not even on our Facebook or anything.
It's like Capri said, we're gonna work for free,
And
right?
this, yeah, that's exactly where they're coming from.
I don't think that'll happen, I hope, at least. But-
Yeah.
All right, gang, here she is. You know her, you love her. It's Wendy. She's not feeling too well today. Okay, we're all sick in this place, you know, including me. But she's okay.
But, okay, so I left last week's slide up, but, revisit that. But what I want to talk about is the email that was sent out. Sorry, I'm gonna go again. Shut that one off, ignore, hold on. Okay, so, the email that was sent out about my, new hours, my adjusted hours. It's not that I don't wanna help you guys, but I just wanna give you a little idea of how my weekend went. So Friday, good. Again, 8 to 5, I'm here, call me 15 times a day, I don't care, right? That's what I'm here for. I was saying 5 to 7 text messaging just afterwards so I can get to it, we're gonna get to it. So Friday, not too many problems. Saturday, 7:30 p.m., 9:10 p.m. Sunday, 8:43, 10:45, 11:41 p.m., and then I got another one at 5 a.m. There's not a lot of time for me to sleep, guys, because it's just, and it's over nothing. Just let you know, I sent you something, so review it when you can. It's too much, right? And then it didn't stop there, so once the 5 a.m. hit, I got 2 texts and a phone call before 8 a.m. And I'm supposed to be here at 8 a.m., like, it just doesn't stop. I'm here to help you guys, but you gotta let me sleep. You've got to let me, I mean, my family, so unfortunately, it woke my husband up, which woke my 2 large dogs up, which woke my mother-in-law up, like, it just, the whole house was awake at 12 o'clock. But it was a joint text, you know, I think Tim slept through it, but my whole house was up, and one text, honestly, at midnight, fine, I'll let that one go, but then some other person at 5 a.m., and I'm like, oh my, I can't even get enough time to fall asleep, and then another one
Are
happens.
these all like new agents that have no clue?
No.
Yeah.
A lot of them are,
Yeah,
but it's a mixture.
in retrospect, we're kind of preaching to the choir. It's not
it's
really
not
anybody in this
honestly
room.
anybody in the room.
It used to be like a Carrie Meyer or a Kathy Wu, but they're past that now. You know, every now and then. You know, but I think they got the message now here. So you're right. It's not you.
It's not, I think that since I've been saying, hey, just be understanding about it, it's actually gotten worse. And it's not, and I don't think it's the people that come to the meeting or watch the meeting. So it's just random people. One of these people, like if this person were to walk in, I wouldn't even know who this person was because he never shows up. So, which is fine, but so you can tell that text message was not an important thing to get at 9:30 at night because there's no transactions on. Okay, but why should I have to change my life? Because we all adults here cannot figure out the courtesy of not texting somebody at midnight or 5 in the morning, right?
That's the first time.
Yes, so
That's
now
the first rule.
just so everybody understands, I do have a family. And so, God forbid something happened to my family, I can unblock that one person, but if something happens to that one family member, somebody is not gonna call me on my family member's phone. I'm gonna get somebody else, and I'm gonna miss that call, and I can't do that. I've been in real estate for over 20 years, guys, and I haven't had clients that have done that to me, so I don't understand why the agents are doing to me. And again, I'm here to answer your questions, but even if I answer your question, you're not gonna do anything with it until the next day. Hopefully, you're not bothering the other agent on the other side at midnight or 2 in the morning, because they're not gonna be happy about it, but there's nothing they're gonna respond to at that time anyway. So just be courteous. It's not just me, it's Tim. We're here to help, guys, but please understand, it's not a 24-hour call line, because it is our personal phone call, our phone, so we will tend to you. And again, I mean, has anybody left me a message that I haven't returned? The ones again are the call and hang up, call and hang up, call and hang up, call and hang up. Again, if you don't leave me a message, I am not calling you back. I'm not. Like, I don't know if you need me. I don't have time to work all day long. And at 6 o'clock, because I'm here till 6:30, 7 o'clock every night, right? So I don't have time at 6 o'clock and go, okay, who called and hang up, and let me see if they still need something. I'm not. If I don't answer, leave me a voice message, text message, and I will get back to you. I always get back to you. Do I not? Like everybody? So again, I'm not trying to be mean about it, but I was gonna give you guys 2 more weeks, but this weekend was my breaking point. So Monday I came in, I'm like, Suzanne, make me a flyer. This is it. So 8 to 5, emails only after 5 o'clock until we can get this under control. And again, I'll stay up sometimes till midnight responding to emails, but I cannot have my phone going off 24 hours a day.
And again, the rule of thumb, as you guys know, if you're a mentee, you reach out to both of us. If you're an experienced agent, you're gonna call me, okay? Unless I'm dead or, in a coma, whatever. We're too good at getting back to you guys. We really are.
And there's
We're kinda
sometimes
spoiled.
where even seasoned agents, if you
Yeah.
can't get a hold of him,
Yeah.
call me. I'm not gonna not answer your
Yeah.
phone call. But it's like, there's 2 different needs. The
Yeah.
newer agents are a little bit more, hey, I don't understand this because I've never experienced it. And the seasoned agents are more legal things and whatnot. So we've nicely separated it, but again, you can call either one of us for anything, but just do it in a.
Some of the new agents wonder, Tim, how come you're signing your name under this Marco Otero guy? Like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like, how does that work? Feel free to call Mark anytime you want. You have my permission. Text me, if I text you back, I'll call you back in 3 minutes, and you don't have 3 minutes, call Mark. Okay? Really, we're all cool. But just like, to Wendy's point, just use a little common sense, that's all.
That's all I have.
Mark only answers the phone if he likes you.
There you go, see, that's it, there you go, all right. Wendy, everybody, there we go, all right, Wendy.
Good boundaries.
That's it, that's it.
Boundaries are good.
All right, gang, wait, before Maria comes up, I may have messed this up, but let's hope I didn't. Okay, Maria's been, the other girls have been a little upset that they're not in the Jib Jab videos, okay? That's always Maria, okay? So, let's see if I don't mess this up, Suze. So we got a little thingy here, let's, okay, we'll crank that baby up, let's see what we got here. But this little short one, keep the shouting dance, whatever that is. So ladies and gentlemen, you know we love her. Here she is. Maria, come on down. Give us the scoop on,
I think I'll just stay in the back.
stay in the back.
You need to do that little dance for us.
You do? You got to
Do my little dance, okay. All right, let's deal with the email that we got on Monday. You guys probably got it on Tuesday with the new policies for the referrals and stuff. Okay, so in the past, we'll do a role play. So I'm an agent in Florida, and I call you and I say, hey, I've got a client that I'm selling your house. They're moving to Vegas. Would you co-op with me? You send them a referral agreement. You sell them a house here. Now you need to send the money over to the agent in Florida. In the past, it was we would just have you guys email them, or not email, but mail out the check to them. That stopped on Tuesday, okay? So we're mailing out the checks now.
What's the reason?
Greedy.
Yeah, a lot of it is because the checks weren't going to the right place.
All right.
You guys are mailing them to wherever, and then they were calling us and saying, I want my money, your agent's not giving me the money, and blah, 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 and so now, we're there. Okay, so what does that mean to you guys? That means that you have to get a W-9, as you've always had to do, so that we can pay the other brokerage. But there's a section on your W-9 down here that has an address on it, okay? If that address is not correct and we mail it to that address, then we've got a problem, because they're not gonna get their referral check. And then they're gonna be calling, and then we have to do a recut, and somebody's gonna have to pay $25.
Well, it doesn't go to them, it goes to the referral service or their broker, right?
Right, their brokerage has to give you a W-9,
Right.
but you've gotta make sure, cause we get W-9s,
Right.
and I would say about 70% of the W-9s don't have an address on it. So at this point in time, they have to have an address or we can't process, and we're holding up all of your checks. Your check, their check, the file, the whole 9 yards, until we get a W-9 with a good address on it that we can send the check to.
That's usually the broker's responsibility, right?
That is their broker's responsibility.
Right.
But if you get it and it doesn't have an address, don't upload it into your
Send it
file.
back.
You've gotta send it back and say, put an address on there, because our corporate office, and you can make up the story, our corporate office is gonna mail you a check, and they need an address to mail the check to. Okay, that would be your speech. But we have to have an address on these W-9s, okay?
And if you wanna be a really good agent to the other agent, on the W-9, let's say it's a big company, maybe that goes to their corporate office. But the agent is somewhere else,
Yeah,
and he doesn't wanna go in the corporate, he wants to go into his office in
Right.
Vegas.
Right.
So if you
So
wanna
you-
take it a
yeah,
step
you
further, just
guys-
confirm that's the address where the money should be
Yeah.
going to.
you guys have to communicate with that agent and find out. Because for an example, if you were to go into Sky Slope right now and go into, working documents and pull out our W-9 doesn't have an address on there. Okay, why? Because page 2
Yes, that's true.
has the 4 offices, and you are responsible for marking down what office you're in and what office your license is in, so that when they send those rentals referrals or those referral checks, they're coming to the right office, okay? So if they have that situation like us, where they have multiple offices, then we need another piece of paper attached to that W-9 saying referrals need to be mailed to this address. Okay? Okay, are we good on that part?
So when they take more than 30 days, like they do, is there anything we can do to help that? Like they have everything, they're just left?
No, you're talking about rentals, and
Okay,
I'm talking
okay,
about
okay,
referrals. Okay, so there's 2 different
Okay,
things on
right.
there. The rentals are a totally different beast
Okay.
than that. If you're doing a courtesy rental listing, it's the same process, but you're responsible at that point.
Right, but if
You
you're.
have to get us that check,
If you're the tenant representative,
right?
yeah.
But you know, rentals, if you look at, your referral agreement will say on there how many days you have to get that check to them, and usually it's 7 days,
Okay.
okay? Yes,
Question, on the January, I signed referral agreement with California office, Realty One, but on its address, phone address, right now they moved, they send me double-9 new one, but referral has old address, is it okay?
yeah, as long as you keep the new referral agreement in your file, you have to put the new referral, I'm
A
sorry,
new-
the new
new
W-9,
W-9, okay.
W-9 in there,
Okay.
so that we can then mail out that
Okay.
check to the right place, okay? Okay, we good on that? Okay, number 2 that's on here concerns, Zells. Okay, we are not gonna be holding checks anymore until you guys get your files handled. Okay, so we get the closing package, your CDA is in the file, we're gonna process it. If you don't have the the file completed, we're still gonna go ahead and process it, and you're gonna get a check, you're not gonna get Zelle. We cannot hold checks waiting for you guys to have time to finish your files. Okay? So if you want Zelle, make sure that that file is 100% done before I get that closing package. Because once that closing package gets here, it's gonna get processed, we're not holding them anymore. Okay? Any questions on that one? Ooh, this is
crystal
easy.
clear. Wait, one more before you go.
Yeah.
The other thing, some of you have asked about, a lot of you are doing lots of rentals and wanting to get money, quote unquote, upfront from the renter. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's say you sign a BVA with your tenant for 30 days, and on the BVA you put they're gonna pay you $500. What does that mean? How do you get the money? Who gets the money? Do they pay you? Somebody tell me something.
On the
Great.
BBA, on the BBA, I put in the notes, client is to send check upon signed lease to Realty One Group, this address with the memo, and the address is the memo. So then they know, like, they sign that they're paying 500, and then they see it again, how they get the 500 to the office.
Okay.
It's via check or cashier's check only.
Okay,
And when are you gonna get that money?
And then as soon as they sign the lease and move in, then I'm like, okay, by the way, can you please send that check to my office so I can get paid?
And-
I don't tell them I'm getting paid from the other side as well. I just say, oh, by the way, like,
You
congratulations.
need to tell them that, you can't keep that. You gotta tell them that.
No.
That's how you're gonna get in trouble. Everybody is transparent about how we get paid, okay?
I didn't know you have to tell them that, but.
You gotta tell them, yes. But what I would do, Brett, a step further, if I was a rental agent, I wouldn't hope they're gonna mail it to me a month from now when we sign the lease. I'm gonna get them to write me out a check today and hold it. Don't give it to
Okay.
Maria, she doesn't want it. But when they sign the lease, then you go into Maria and give her the money. The money order or the cashier's check for $300, $500. Then that plus your co-op goes together and then she pays you. Okay? So that's what I would do. I wouldn't wait 3 weeks and remind them to mail me a check. Not that they wouldn't. So take it case by case. If you know the client,
Rents are so high as it is.
they'll probably mail the money order or the cashier's check. But if it's me, I'm getting that money up front. That's just me. Okay? And you're not gonna cash it though. Let them know you're not gonna cash it. Okay? Until they sign the lease. And if it is a money order and you don't get a lease, you gotta give them the money back. We can't pay you on that if you didn't have a transaction to match it up to. Okay, because some of you have checks from renters who found a rental somewhere else with another agent. And the tenant said, that's okay, Tim, give your agent the money. He worked, she worked for me for a month. I wanna give them the $500. He can't. It's illegal unless we help them secure a property. So,
It has to be attached to a property.
yeah,
That's the whole key.
okay? Little tricky, but lean on Maria, myself, and Wendy if you run into that stuff, okay? We're good? All right, gang. We gotta set you up somehow, right?
Just one minute.
Oh, no, my bad. Don't- you're
1 minute,
guest speaker.
I'm
Nora,
super
my bad, I
fast.
forgot you were
I'm
there.
telling you,
My
I'm
bad.
super fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so military discount is now available for active and retired military, when you go to place the order. The other thing that I wanted to mention is, when you guys go on the Realtor portal, there's a tile that says contracts up for renewal. Click on that, because on there you'll see your clients that are up for renewal in the next 2 months, or maybe they expired the last 44 days, and you can actually send them a $200 discount to renew with us. The email that they get is really cool because it says, hey Tim, your real estate agent, Suzanne has sent you an exclusive offer for $200 off when you continue protecting your home from surprise breakdowns. So it calls you out, and it's a really great way for you to, again, add value long after the transaction is closed. You know how to reach me if you need me. Please reach out. I'll help you look for
And I'm
that.
so glad you told me that today, because I have a client, Tiffany Dalton, one of my last transactions as a realtor, and they have an AHS home warranty. Once a month, I get an email that Tiffany is using it at home warranty. She's using the crap out of that baby. I don't know what's going on in the house, but she's using it on everything, you know, and I get an alert. If I was still a full-time agent, I'd be calling her up, hey, how you doing? Maybe you wanna sell the house now, it's falling apart. No, I wouldn't do that. But I'm gonna call her now and tell her to look for my email, because I'm gonna save her $200. So hopefully that'll secure more referrals from her in the future here, you know, so.
Again,
so-
just bringing,
It really
you're
is.
continuing to bring value as their realtor long after the transaction. I mean, that's the key, right?
That's the key.
Keeping front and center. So anyways, go for it. See, I told you I was fast.
All right, gang, we don't have LVR down here a lot, but there's a few LVR royalty that we allow to come into the building. Okay, Kathy's one of them, okay? Who doesn't know Kathy? Who doesn't know Kathy? All right, you guys are brand new, that's why I know.
Oh, wait.
I was trying to tell them how long you've been with CoreLogic. Do you want to tell them or?
34 years.
There you go.
34 years
Now, Susan, we gotta hook her up somehow, right? I don't know what we gotta do. Do we need an HDMI, or do you want my MLS?
I want your MLS.
Oh, okay, then you don't have to do anything. I thought you were gonna do your laptop or something. Well, with my MLS, bada bing, bada boom, I think I can do that. Let's get out of this. Let's minimize.
And the first thing I tell you is
Yes,
not
I got one, it's in my purse.
to store your username and password on your computer.
Is it Matrix?
It's LAS.
LAS.matrix.
LAS.mlsmatrix.com.
There it is.
You've been around longer than me. How long have you been around? 41 years. 41. So, don't store your password on your browser.
Oops. See, it's the wrong password. Did that on purpose. Okay. Let's see if I remember my password. There we go. All right, there we go. All right.
Okay, and you have the dark mode. Yes.
I do. I gave everyone your handout that you sent me with your, what you did from Green Valley.
What am I covering?
That'd be nice. There you go.
What am I doing here? Oh, okay, yeah. Share link. Okay.
Oh. Hey, you're okay if we record you, right?
Oh, yeah.
That girl, okay. If you said no, it wouldn't matter anyway. We're gonna record. But we're gonna give you this, if you don't mind, if I can
I'll
find
get
it.
some,
All right,
beefcake
Susan, what
this
I do,
morning.
Susan? Get my address here? What do I do? All right, so this goes here. So click that somewhere on your waistband, and this could go there, I think. Well, maybe not that way. Maybe we gotta
You can
face
hear
it
my
up.
heartbeat and go that way, yeah. Thank you.
Bam.
Hi, I'm Kathy. I work for CoreLogic. I have just celebrated my 34 years with the company. First of all, read the news and alert.
Yes.
You have no idea how many realtors have told me in the past 34 years, I don't read. You're handling the largest purchase of someone's life. Okay, so share link. I'm going to just grab my office active listings. And, oh, you've got somebody here that does high rise, okay. Yeah, so these are all the listings within your own office, okay. So if I want to share the link for that one, I go to the listing, and I'm going to be sharing it as Tim. At the bottom, or there should be, actually, click here to run this as a full search. And when I click on one, there should be a share link button at the bottom. How many have seen that and then recall?
It was just on there because
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we can't see we know the system so well, we just go to where we need to go, right?
Yeah.
And we see nothing else. But there's an option, my office active listings, and you can see it, the people around me can see it better than.
There it is.
Yeah, yeah, share. So this one's Dean Martin. Well, I'm not gonna be sharing a $5 million listing. 559. Share. What does share do? It copies the URL. Where do you want it? Facebook, Instagram, your website? So what you can do is Control-C. The old copy and paste still works. The stuff that I learned in 1987, Control-C, Control-V, still works. So if I take this link and copy it and then go to a new, let's,
Excuse me, mine says MLS rules don't permit me sharing this listing.
what are you which listing are you trying to?
Oh, I don't know, I just kind of copied what you were doing. It's from my office, yeah.
Yeah, so here's,
Ours says that too.
yeah, some of them might be, well, if the realtor has internet, no, that's one thing. Did you know that when you add a listing, you have to put internet yes in order for your listing to be syndicated?
Yes.
Okay, so you did know that, yeah. So I'd have to look into the individual why. I don't know, yeah, you could share another agent. So, a lot of people ask me about One Home. This is, you have the virtual tour here. How many of your customers use that? No, you get a complimentary virtual tour, right? When you load photos, the system takes those photos and makes a virtual tour with it. Okay, so, okay. I'd have to look into why yours, we're getting that message, but there is some things that, when you add a listing to MLS, And that was the next thing I was gonna talk about, well, share link, and then the one home. When you send a listing to a client, know that it goes on one home. One home is a client portal. It's designed to compete with Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, so that's what it was, but agents still don't know what it is. Now, it's been 2 years now that you've had one home. How is it you don't know about something that we introduced 2 years ago?
I love it.
Yeah.
What is one home?
One
Just
home.
kidding.
You would be, you want, we keep a, I have to say, we don't keep a list, but there have been questions that come to us that you would not believe.
Does the client have to accept the one home though? Right?
No, they just
No.
have to read the email.
Okay.
There is
You
no.
can click next, 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 next.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, yeah. You wouldn't believe the questions we get, how many zeros in a million? Things like that.
6.
If you don't know how many zeros in a million, to me, you have no business being in real estate.
You'll never make a million.
And these, by the way, these fields are gonna change. There's a whole bunch of changes coming up, but these fields are going to change because right now, we have it broken down, master plan, association 1, association 2. It's going to change to be CIC 1, CIC 2, and CIC 3. And what is CIC? Common interest community. Right, so those are gonna change. But know that if the internet doesn't say yes, your listing doesn't get syndicated. A lot of people think that means does the home have internet, and they select no. And then they call us and they go, my listing is not on Zillow, how come? Right, why do they call? You know, there's one reason, probably the biggest reason why people call us is that we answer our phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and know that, you know, the past 4 years, we've had we've had some things happen in the world, and customer support has really kind of gone down the tubes. And I haven't changed my level of customer support since 2018. I have not.
Kathy, you by yourself still? Or
No, Tom, I have a coworker, Tom Baudet.
right, Tom, yes, okay.
Either one of you are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
They'll always answer.
Kath, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why they changed the areas? I mean, come on. It was so much easier.
still mad
Because did you ever learn to make a shape on the map?
Yeah, I know how to do that, but
Do you?
it's so much easier.
For you it is,
Yeah, because I
not for the rest of the people.
Not for millennials.
Yeah, not for
Hello.
millennials, that's why.
They should have learned our way.
No, that's the arrogance of everybody's on board, you're a real estate agent, we can't allow any more people to be real estate agents.
I
That'd
know.
be a great thing.
That would be a great thing, Christian been in for 41 years, right?
50.
She's 50.
Yes.
Are you connected with, Authenticide, is that going away in
No, I'm
September?
not connected with it, and I don't know if it is.
Well, do you know?
What's
No.
Cause that's
Oh,
supposed to end in
transaction desk?
September, yeah.
No, Tim, are you still on the board of directors?
No, but Authenticide is not going anywhere.
Yeah, but, okay.
I mean,
We had extended it 2 more years, remember, and that was.
that's Remind is going away.
Good.
Remind did go away though, but I'm saying that Authenticide was only gonna be 2 more.
Remine's so good.
You're the only one that thinks it's good. I'm kidding.
It populates everything, like transaction
Put
desk
sex
at your
on
house,
houses
like
that didn't
put
exist.
stuff.
So,
Oh my gosh.
when you email a listing to a customer, it goes on one home, and they can see the public remarks, yeah. Jewel Tower, okay. And anytime you have My Matrix, My List, even if you have no listings, right? Even if you have no listings, you have a drop down here, and that drop down is huge. All of your office listings, your office coming soon, so and you can run it as a full search, right? And this is how you get to your office listings. And I know you have to do it to see it. And Windows 101, we still cover Windows 101 for an awful lot of people. Windows 101, clicking on the column heading will sort by the column. So, is he in this office, Tim?
Who? I can't see the name.
William?
Yeah.
Oh, is he here?
No.
Oh, okay.
But Kathy, I know you can't show this, but like you just said, all of those, those columns that you see are the way I set them up.
Right.
Years ago. You guys can set yours up any way you want, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good number of people want dollar per square foot.
Like, I always want the listing agent when I pull it up.
Right.
That's one of my pet peeves, I want to know who the listing agent is.
Right, so if you want another column, you go to the column heading until you see the four-headed arrow, and then this kid or the gray hair already knows this, right? You already know this, where when you get the four-headed arrow, and we, on the phone, we have to wait till you see the four-headed arrow, and then you left. I am tasked with reading your screen when I'm not in front of it.
Right.
Yeah, so I say insert column, I'm just gonna insert, and I think this is a great field, it's one of my favorite fields. List price, LP, maybe LP. SQFT, here it is, LP, no, price per square foot. So this tells you value, how much are you paying per square foot? So this particular property, a high rise, and if I sort by that, by clicking a column heading, yeah, I know.
She's gonna mess up my whole system. That's what she's gonna do. She doesn't
You can use
care.
mine.
Yeah.
She's in your portal.
She's in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I just click on the column, if I click on the column heading, it will tell me, you know, and here's rentals, yeah, $1.32, I'm going, rentals are, a little bit lower, I would say, but no, yeah.
Is there a way when you pull up multiplexes or such, that you can have the days on market on the right, or anywhere on
We don't have days on market on multiple dwelling?
multiple dwelling, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not on mine, so I thought maybe. So, yeah, cause that's really frustrating, I know I can plug it in another way, but it's really.
Yeah. I'll have to look at that because I thought it was there. Like a lot of people have edited their displays and then they say, well, why is this there? And the answer is,
You put it there.
between the keyboard and the chair lies the user, and that's where the issues usually are.
Human error.
Yeah. And I'll do it sometimes when I'm training, that, you know, between the keyboard and the chair, I did something, and, yeah. But I thought it was there, so, actually, if I do is, there's very few of these, and I had the pleasure of working with somebody who was a premier agent in that property type when we first implemented it, and we only have 66 multiple dwellings. That's all we have. So we don't have many of them. So let me look at these results.
See how they're not on there?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, can you fix that?
I can, yeah. Once I know about it, I can fix it. So let's look at I'm sorry, I took your, oh, you have another one, good. When you add a listing, if you don't auto-populate, right? If you go to add new, now, notice there are many property types here, and what happens is a lot of times you're doing more than one thing at a time, which is never a good idea, because that's when you make mistakes, right? And if you accidentally select comp only, and then save it as incomplete, it vaporizes. Now, if you call me right away, I can get it back for you, but if you say, I don't know what I did, it was there one day and gone the next, so. Know that, what is it comp only for? Does anybody know?
Is that like broker's opinion or something?
No.
No.
It is for new homes that you have sold. You're on the buyer's agent side.
Oh.
Yeah, new homes, and then we introduced it, Tim, 2014.
Oh, it's been around for a while, gang.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. And you know what Simply Vegas did, another real estate company? In order for their agents to get paid,
They make them input that?
otherwise, you don't input it, you don't get paid. All of a sudden, everybody's
Meaning if they sold a new home?
Yeah,
Okay, right.
yeah,
Does
all
that
of,
make it show up
I like that. I
on
like that.
Zillow so you can add it as a sale?
I don't know about Zillow because I don't work for Zillow, so.
I don't think so.
But it does, if you go to your production.
I was just gonna ask, does it show up in production?
If you, yeah, my matrix, my listings, and probably to my active listings, my sales history. This is where your sales history
Now,
is.
that makes the company look better too.
Yeah.
24 years?
Sweet.
So, well, Tim just got here, and when did he get? 24 years, let me do 24 years. And 265, and estimated closes. Yeah, let's see. So it goes all the way back to 2008. Is that when you joined?
May of '08, baby.
Oh, okay.
Right in the middle of the
shit.
Right in
the middle of it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, right?
Right
So-
in those short sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's his sales history.
There it is.
Yeah. So know that going to My Matrix, My Listings, your sales history is here for 24 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hey, Kath, go to the main page, like,
Dang, that's.
what do we call the main page?
Dashboard?
Dashboard,
There you go.
yeah.
I think I would know this, right?
Uh,
Show them how those gray bars, you can move them around.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people don't know this until they accidentally
Really
do
cool
it.
stuff.
Yeah, you move these up,
Yep.
and this is, yeah, and then the ones you don't want, you move to additional. So he's got the Matrix Learning Lab under additional.
Because I know everything. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you to learn.
But the most important one is those recent recent use contacts, correct?
I'm sorry?
The most important one to view is the recent use contacts, because that tells you who's been in the MLS.
Well, recent one home.
I mean-
Yeah, recent one home. Recent use contacts tells you who you reached out to.
Okay, so the, recent, okay.
Recent
that's-
one home. So he's now working with clients, so he has no one home visitors. But I would recommend that you add yourself as a customer with a different email than you use for MLS. Yeah. Add yourself as as a customer with a different email than you use for MLS, and send yourself some emails so that you can see what one home is. Yeah, and your incomplete listings are under My Matrix, My Listings, and then where it says this drop down. This drop down is huge. It started out like it was this big, and then LVR said, add this, can you add this, can you add that, can you add this, can you add that? So now it's massive. So if I say my incomplete listings, that'll show all your incomplete listings with a column, I can't show it for Tim, with a column that says days remaining. Now, for some reason, no one sees that column. That's right there in your face.
So that's listings that fell apart?
No, that's your listings you were in the beginning of adding, when you were adding a listing.
Okay.
In other words,
Oh,
if you.
incomplete, okay.
Yeah, if you begin to add the listing, we save it for 7 days, add new, residential, make sure you pick the right property type, because we cannot change property types. People call us and go, oh, could you just like move that over to rental? No, no, because there are different fields. So when I put in, my favorite property in Las Vegas right now. Grass. And you are doing a tax search here, because you're auto-populating it from the tax records. And it shows me all the properties I hosed that completely. Let me revise my search. I completely hosed that. All right, not ribbon grass. Painted Feather. Does anybody know where Painted Feather is?
Painted Desert? Painted Desert.
Mm-mm.
The golf course?
Yeah.
Up by Ann in the 95.
It's the Ridges.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So I'm adding you have to auto-populate. If you don't auto-populate, you will be trying to contact us for year built and square footage. The living area is 12,560, lot size. Did you know you can get into lot size and change that? I don't know why you would. But that's where year built and square footage gets input. And if you don't put it in, then you're trying to get a hold of us, and you can't get a hold of us on Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays. I work banker's hours, I always have. There's no way to get a hold of us on the weekend. We call it Monday morning square footage. That's what we call it, Monday, because that's all we do, Monday. So when I save it as incomplete, he now has an incomplete listing. And that listing is waiting for 7 days for him to come back in and finish it.
And if I don't, it disappears, correct?
It vaporizes, yes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and you can't get it back. Right, so you cannot get it back. Now, if your customers have unsubscribed from one home, which a lot have, did you know that there was a help menu in the top? Right, and then there's a topic emailing. And how do I set up prospect notifications? Now, how does my client opt back in if they accidentally unsubscribed? So I
They
click,
have to email the help desk, right?
what's that?
Do they have to email the help desk?
It's an opt-in email. Yeah, opt-in.las@matrixemailer.com, yes.
So I would send that to my client,
Right.
correct?
Or
Yes.
you could send the email to yourself and then just forward it to them.
That would be your one home though.
Yeah.
Well, then, if she's your one home if she's a customer, she'll get the same one as she gets.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the problem. More agents are doing that. We're helping an agent the other day, we looked at her contact list, every contact in her list had one email. Hers. Why are you, if you're sending them to yourself and then you're trying to forward them to the client, you're gonna have issues. Yeah, so don't do that, and the other thing I see people do all the time as well is open up multiple tabs of Matrix. I'm in a hurry, I'm busy, I need to do more than one thing at a time because I'm gonna be more productive if I do more than one thing at a time. Guess what, you're not. Right? One tab at a time. We get calls, where's my list? I was adding a listing, I spent a lot of time on it. Here, and again, agents have a tendency to exaggerate. I spent 4 hours on this. And I'm thinking, if you spent 4 hours adding a listing, I don't know that I can do anything to help you. And what happens is they had multiple tabs open, they had more than one tab open, of Matrix, and then Matrix didn't know which tab was the correct tab. Just like I say to you, would you log into your bank account, right? And move money around from one account to another with multiple tabs open. Yeah, if you do, you're taking a chance that which one is the active tab? Yeah, so these are kind of like, I wanna say computer hygiene, like don't store your password on your computer and things like that. So, yeah, your customer will have to opt back in. Now, do you have auto email set up, Tim? But you do.
I have, sure, I think, maybe.
Okay, let me talk about this. This word imported on your saved searches, how did I get there? I went to My Matrix Saved Searches. And all these saved searches that Tim has are from Fusion. Fusion is our old system. Fusion went away June of 2016. So I think you can clean up this ends up being like your garage. It has a lot of stuff in it that you haven't looked at in years. But you can always delete or update it. So I would take a look at your saved searches, but the auto emails are here, and he doesn't have any, but I can create one real easy if I want to create an auto, even the impossible. Now what do I mean by the impossible? All right, your customer has $500,000, right? And they want to live in Summerlin. How do I narrow down Summerlin? I don't use this field. I don't use that field at all. Why? Because not every agent uses this accurately. Accurately.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Right. So I do Summerlin by the zip code. That's how I do it. 89138. Yeah. 89. Oh, so she knows them.
134, 135, 138.
3. Yeah. Yeah. So even the impossible, a single family detached. Tim, I don't use detached or attached either, because agents think it means garage.
Agents mess up on the input.
Well, they mess up on the input constantly. I can count on it. That's why my job's here.
Kathy, I have a question for the comp only sold. It only goes back 6 days.
You can only go. You can't put it. I sold one in 2019. I think I'll put that in there. No, it has to be sold within the past 30 days.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you just fudge the date a little bit? If it's a little bit in between?
There's no fudge. We don't fudge. No fudge.
It's a good way to visualize.
That's not fudge.
The closing date?
What do you mean?
If the closing date was the 15th, but it only goes back a month, should you just put the 23rd?
We'll close on the 23rd?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Your transaction coordinators are pretty tough
There
on
you
me.
go.
They are brutal. And that's good, because when the lawyer comes around.
Yeah.
And here's another thing, an agent, I busted this agent the other day. Here's what he did. He says, I can't find, this property was never listed in the MLS. So it was never, there's such a thing. My house never was listed in the MLS.
Yeah, mine wasn't either.
Yeah, so why are they trying to look up an old listing? You know why? He didn't want to go measure the rooms. I said to him, okay, so is that other agent gonna let you use their E&O insurance when you get sued?
Yeah.
And he said, I doubt it. I said, go measure the rooms. Isn't that part of your job? You know, I was sharing this with my sister, doesn't know anything a lot about real estate. She goes, well, isn't that their job, to visit the house?
Yep.
I said, they don't always do that. Because there have been times that when the market's up and down, that you have showed up and you have become what's called an order taker. God, this is really easy, because all you have to do, is take out the form. Yep, people were giving you offers left and right. Sometimes if you entered real estate during that time, that's how you rolled. You were an order taker. And then when it got tough that's why so many people, we've had 18,000 realtors and we've had 10. When I got there in 1990, we've had 3,000.
Yep.
So, yeah. So there's a lot of people that came into the business, became order takers because of the nature of the business at the time. And then when they had to work for it, like when you came in 2008, Tim. Yeah,
Right in the middle of it.
yeah. So that's how I do
Kathy,
it.
real quick, not to interrupt your search. Delete your 500 and delete the zip codes. Real
Delete-
quick. Where you put that, you get rid of that and get rid of the zip
Okay.
codes.
Oh, okay.
And this is something you showed me 15 years ago.
Oh, okay.
If
You
you
remembered
notice,
it?
When that page opened up, active was already marked.
Yeah.
Single family was already shaded, and scroll
Yeah.
down. That was, and at the bottom it says, what, 3,600 homes?
3677.
So that's how every day when I open up my MLS, I know how many homes are for sale. Immediately,
Yeah.
just by having those two things saved. Now, don't ask me how to do that, I don't remember.
Well, here's how
But
I
there's a way
have
to do it, you know?
how I have mine. I have Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, not Enoch. Yeah, I have the cities. If you only want Las Vegas and Henderson, how you did it, Tim, was you put the search you wanted, and then you went up to the settings gear. The settings gear is where the millennials can see the settings gear, and we over 50 can't. And once you click on that, it says set currently selected search as default. Yeah, so I can have just Las Vegas and Henderson. This also tells me my inventory for just Las Vegas detached homes. Let me take this off, detached.
36 something?
Yeah, 3208,
And you save it every day.
Yeah.
3208.
3208. Yeah. So that's where you can see that's how I do my statistics. Do you do statistics, Tim?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. And it's funny how sometimes agents decide to do statistics, and I had one guy, I have a master's degree in statistics. Oh, great, wonderful. So I had to spend a good amount of time talking to him, going through all the statistics, and I thought, while you're playing with statistics there, you haven't got any time to list and sell real estate. And I was right, because he's no longer an agent. But that lets you know inventory numbers too.
Yeah, how many agents have gotten out of the business?
We're still at 15,500.
We are?
Yeah.
Amazing.
How many of them are full-time? That's something I can't count. Yeah. But when you set up an auto email we're setting one up right now. Let's, Summerlin 500,000, right? 500 or less. And I'm just gonna grab one zip code, 89144, okay. And we have zip, not a none, right? So we can't do an auto email? Yes, we can.
Sure we can.
Sure. Go to results. Go to save. Well, now why would I do that? First of all, new auto email. And new auto email, Tim, you should be in this. Tim? Okay.
Kathy, it did work for the comp sale. When you add it, then you can go to Zillow and add it on your Zillow profile too.
I guess, I don't know.
It did. I just did it for my sale last week.
Right, Zillow's not gonna pick it up unless you manually add it.
Yeah, for the new builds.
Yeah. But even though I have no matches, I can still put in Summerlin, 500K minus, and save it. Now, you have options. You can check reverse prospecting, which is a courtesy to the listing agent. Courtesy to the listing agent means the listing agent's gonna know that you sent that to your customer, okay? Notice we probably haven't, that you can send this via SMS, but you have to get permission to,
That doesn't always work.
yeah, you have to get permission to opt in. Your customer has to opt in saying, yes, I want to get text.
And then it doesn't do as well as, I hate to say it, but it doesn't do as well as like if you use Zillow, it takes the property right there and shows a picture where it's more enticing than if it says portal or one home. What does it say, Brittany? I think it says portal one home or something like that, as opposed to like a photo of the house. That's more.
But Kathy, how am I reaching out to the
So-
consumer for the first time, having them opt in? Do I-
Well, you don't have to opt in for email.
No, for the text message.
Yeah, well, when you do that, okay, so you send this SMS text message,
Okay.
and you send opt-in, I'll send one to you, and
Okay.
opt-in, yeah, so you
So
can
when you
see.
send it, we click that button, send it, and then they.
Yeah,
opt in.
and then they can receive it.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is all courtesy to a listing agent is reverse prospecting. Those of you that have listings know about reverse prospecting, right? You can put it on your homepage as a favorite. Why would I do that? Well, if Summerlin is all I work, why not do that? And then say ASAP, as soon as possible. And then when I hit save, anytime a new listing comes in Summerlin under $500,000, he's gonna get an email and a text. Is a listing gonna come in Summerlin under $500,000? Probably not. But I saw a listing today at $52,000. What did the agent do? Forgot a zero. It was listed at $520. Forgot the zero. I got a price reduction. It said $52,000. Now, if that happens to you, if you accidentally do that, call the MLS. Because the MLS they can do something called major correction, which means it'll never show as it had a price decrease. So if you make a mistake like that, and I noticed post-COVID, we're all there. We're all making a lot of mistakes because, our life was interrupted by a, global pandemic, that, 100-year pandemic. Now this is on his homepage, where is my favorite searches. See, he already has a Summerlin save search. He can just click on that. And that's, so if I click on his Summerlin 90 days, are these things that have been listed in the past 90 days? Is that what they are?
It certainly could be.
Oh, okay. I don't remember what I did. No, these are sales in Summerlin.
I think it's closings.
Closed in Summerlin. And then how many of you use the stats button at the bottom? I know Tim uses it. Why would you want to use the stats button? Well, for the past 90 days, here are the sales. And if I run tabular stats, right, it tells me that the average price for this search, and this is just for this office, right, is $522 and the median is $475. That's how I run a lot of my statistics. I do it through searches, and then I use the stats button at the bottom. So for the guy with the master's degree in statistics, I skilled him on how to use the stats button. And if you were really, really a nerd about statistics, you could select them all at the top, right? And export into, you don't have to run it as a search, but you could export them into, here it goes, export them into a .csv. Now, why would I do that? I had no idea. I don't know Excel that well. But I've got brokers, that's how I found what a pivot table was. I found the word pivot table. I have no idea what a pivot table is, but apparently it's something in Excel that gives you deeper insight as to the numbers that you did. So you don't do any of the Excel stuff, do you, Tim?
No.
Yeah, because you got it right here, so you really don't need to if you have it right in front of your face. But that is how I run my statistics. If I want to find out what the price is for Summerlin for the past 30 days, instead of 0 to 80, I say 0 to 30, right? And then I toss in my zip code, my Summerlin zip codes. If I say 89144, 89138, 89135, 89134. That's how I do it. But then, you know what? I don't live in Summerlin. I don't come to Summerlin a lot, so maybe I'm not your best example. So, in the past 30 days, there have been 165 sales for these zip codes. Did I leave any out?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You're close enough.
But let me show you how I learned zip codes. I knew that we were going to get rid of area numbers later rather than sooner. So I went to, now, when you click on the 3 pieces of paper, right, you click on the 3 pieces of paper, and you go, well, wait a minute, okay, it's in red, I can't do zip code. So what do? You call us, or what else do? You zoom,
The pencil?
zoom in.
You enlarge it.
Yeah, you zoom in, yeah. So now, when I click on the 3 pieces of paper, zip codes in black, it told me right there on the screen, zoom in was in red, and so here we go. Here are the zip codes for the wherever, for the various places around Las Vegas. And because I knew area numbers were going away, at some point I learned the zip code. So now if you call out a zip code, I can tell you where in town it is. That should not be a skill I have, it should be a skill you have. Right. But the area numbers, sorry. And why this?
Thank you.
They're gone.
They're gone, yeah.
I mean, so much easier with 3 numbers than 10.
She's never gonna let that go.
Yeah.
Never.
Too old.
I got you, 404, was it?
You bet.
405, I got you.
Yeah.
It's like in my garage, I have my $50 TV that I bought in 2009.
That I updated.
Yeah, it's this big, I can't lift it, still works. So, why am I holding on to the past? Because I know it? That really limits you as a human being, by the way.
I have a young son as a partner.
Everybody knows that in my mid-50s I became a yoga instructor.
Is that right?
For you.
Yeah. I just decided, doors open in front of you, and I said, oh, okay, let me see about this. So now, 10 years later, I'm a yoga instructor. I'm not a spring chicken. Okay.
It keeps you a spring chicken.
Huh? All right, so I have 165 when I go to my results. I go to my stats, tabular, and this shows me that my average price for Summerlin in the past 30 days is 1.1 million.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you're counting on these people coming from California that are flush with money from selling their houses there to pay us up to $400 per square foot for a house?
They're doing it.
Yeah.
I remember when 100 was the norm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Kathy, can you take that and even, define it even more and like put like single stories or ones with pools and just
Oh,
do it
yeah.
that way as well?
Yeah.
Because all my people lately have wanted single stories, elderly, so even though they don't necessarily want retirement, but they want the single stories.
Yeah,
So
so-
I've been having to define it that way.
Yeah, that works. So
And they
now
don't
I
want
have
a pool.
82.
They don't want a pool, but they want somewhere to live and.
God knows why. I'm not there with you. Sorry.
Buy it or invest.
So Kath, what's on your screen, can that be sent to a client? I don't think it can, right?
No, the only way I could do would be
Tell them that
Right?
information.
take a screenshot.
Because that's what we've been doing.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but for the statistically minded people, but this doesn't seem very user friendly. I mean, that 19 days on market is this is for single story. So basically, I do my search, I go to my results, I hit statistics, I get numbers. I've had to work on numbers, being numbers proficient. Math is not my forte, right? If you ask me, something like long division, I'll go, I'll probably cry.
See, I have a question on that. We can take out that max, like, it's a really high max that really throws the square footage off.
Well, it's the facts.
It's only one home though, compared to, that's a lot.
If you want to throw out the high, you could sort by the price, and I'm still using his, he has originalist and list. I'm sorting it by date. Price. Yeah. And then go in the opposite direction. And if you want to toss out, I could select them all. Then I have to be checking some. See, I most of the time do my statistics without checking anything, but if I want to toss out the high, then I could run my stats. Yeah, then it only goes down to 2.5 million. Yeah. But that's how I do. I don't quote statistics to the press. There's a guy, what's his name, George, something, there's a guy that does the statistics for the Las Vegas Association. I'm sure he gets paid very well, and he's the one that gets them from the MLS. The MLS is, you know, they run them once a month, and they post them on LasVegasRealtor.com. Are you going to the general membership meeting?
We're all going, yes. Everybody in this room is going.
Really?
Absolutely, right?
Oh,
Right?
yes.
Yeah, of course. June 7th, 6th, 7th.
Seven. Yeah. Because Brian Gordon's there, he's gonna do an updated presentation, and he
It
does.
sells out too. If you guys don't have your, if you don't get your ticket, like, when is that, like 2 weeks away?
It's Friday,
You're not gonna
June
get it.
7th.
It's gonna sell out.
Yeah.
Cause you're not even paying for it. You're paying the $35 and they reimburse you by your fees. So it's free. And you get
I'll read.
Yes?
Yeah, I've got a couple questions on the searching. Number one, is there a way to set up more than one saved search?
Yeah.
And, okay, and then also, for all of the shorthand, is there like anywhere to learn all the shorthand that's in here?
No. Some of it is under when you go to a search.
Cass, tell them about the lab. When did you do
Oh,
the
Monday
lab?
and Friday, if you go to the question mark, that is a way, you have to click on question mark. Monday and Friday from 9 to 11, 1 to 3, at the office, we have open lab, which means you come with your computer. And 9 to 11, 1 to 3, Mondays and Fridays.
Show up, they see you in the eye in the sky. And
Yeah, you gotta, the thing is, you know, you gotta put your clothes on, get in the car and drive. We try, you know what, here's our experiment with the computer lab on Zoom. It was really interesting, because nobody could go anywhere because we were all locked down, so consequently we did a lab on Zoom. And everybody showed up and they were watching. And I said, real estate is not a spectator sport. It is not. So people were showing up for other people. What questions are they gonna ask?
I was at a meeting yesterday on Zoom where AI showed up for the agent.
Really?
I couldn't believe it. I was in shock.
I haven't done much
see a
with,
lot of that.
I haven't done much with
So
AI.
we have a problem that, like, I know something like with Casita, for example, you can put in Casita search and all these properties come up that do not have a Casita, so I don't know if it's a listing agent putting it in wrong, I don't know, but that's a problem.
Yeah, it is a
It's
problem.
a problem.
It's
because
called GIGO, garbage in, garbage out.
But-
It's existed since computers were invented.
Well, you guys need to fix that, because it's costing me time.
What if you put like
the casita square footage in there? Will it still pull up?
It pulls up that there's casitas, but there's no casita, and you're sending it, it's automatically sending it to your client.
Well, you can report it as a violation.
Yeah.
That's
what
that's
you get.
our enforcement
It's
system.
Report them as a violation.
Hit that
Oh, I
little
see.
yellow square, rectangle.
Yeah, if somebody does put, we'll go ahead and do a casita search, right? And you probably do, oh, no. Ooh, that's going away. You know that, right? All the compensation fields will be gone. Okay, property description. Oh. And so the property description, casita.
And I even put guest house as well, but people it's in their listing and it's just not true.
Well, if it's not true.
That's what I'm saying, it's, there's a ton of them that there is no casita and not even a converted garage, to be honest, like, nothing. So, I'll have to, like, how do I get that to you guys, to the department, so they can fix that, so I don't have to go into.
So, okay, so this one,
34 million.
See that little rectangle? right
there's
there?
a triangle, yeah.
Rectangle, triangle, whatever.
Yeah, it's yellow, it's yellow.
Yeah,
Okay.
the other yellow.
Yeah.
That's what you do, you report.
Yes.
So he's got a casita and guest house.
Yeah.
Living square footage.
That's how you look at it.
And that's how I look at
It's
that.
sending it to my clients,
And
so
that
it's
way,
not even.
it only pulls something that has additional square footage.
Okay, that's good, show me after.
Yeah. So this one, the agent elaborated very well. Beautiful home residential neighborhood.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, know that the smartest thing we ever did was when you click on the parcel number link, When you click on that, it takes you to the source of truth, which is Clark County. So here's one that does not have a casita, but it said it had a casita, so what I can do right
It said
now.
it had casita.
What's that?
It was on there.
It was on there in Clark County?
Yeah, you scroll down, casita.
Oh.
I just saw it. Where'd it go? Right there.
Right,
Casita
so that
store.
means it has a casita? No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so here, Tim, you're gonna be reporting an error. Okay.
I'm just so
It could be,
tired.
permitted casita.
Yeah. So county shows no, I'm just saying, county. I do this all the time. County shows no, no casita.
Probably added casita and didn't go through the county at all.
Well, that mean, you know, there's, a lot of people don't wanna tell the county that, but they're afraid taxes are gonna go up.
Taxes go up. And that's 1962. He probably built it himself.
Well, there's only one photo. How do I know that? I'm looking at this little photo here, right, and it doesn't have a plus sign on it.
So you won't know.
Yeah. Don't know.
Where's casita?
Right. Oh, the statistics are published by LVR under stats. Yeah. So they have the national statistics and then applied analysis, and then here's your stats for March. Oh, I think they keep them for a year, yeah. But Mary has to do her thing, you know. Wow, wow, wow. She's from almost the same part of New York as I am, so,
She's from the Bronx, right? Or Brooklyn?
Queens.
Queens?
Yeah.
Me
So-
too. That's where it's born.
Really? Terrible real estate agent, photos.com. And, yeah, so, and, discounted to a foreclosed home at a discounted price. Yeah, so I'm, so if you.
Then I need it too.
We need laughs, right, because we've been through a lot in the past few years, so we need laughs. This is one of those places where you can get them around,
Oh my God.
These are people that have really loaded photos in,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
I like that ceiling.
Oh,
That's nice.
yeah, so I, get a chuckle here and there.
Must have taken them themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you read the comments. Yeah, again, these are real photos that agents have uploaded to, real estate sites, not only in the US, but sometimes overseas as well. And it gives us a well-earned, chuckle. So we have additional classes on Zoom. And so read the news and alert and you'll find those classes. I love this. Where'd you get that?
I like that Casper, we get around building regulations by investing in terrorist garden.
And Dan, just real quick, if you haven't set yourself up on an auto email, so you see what the one home email looks like when your client gets it, you're doing a disservice, you need to do that. I just got the email that Kathy, you just did for me for Summerlin, I forgot how cool it looks. It looks really cool. It has my picture, it has my bio, and then it clicks right into the properties that you sent me. So really good stuff, so you need to set that up if you haven't.
If you don't have your, you know what, this is something you won't, for some reason, a lot of people don't do this, but if you go to edit, right, roster, edit, you can't add a new member, you go to edit existing roster. What's your public ID, Tim?
223466.
And you have a modify here, and you have manage photos. So there he is. And I can browse for new updated photo. You haven't changed in like.
I look great. I did notice when you sent me the email, it said real estate 2022. Because I change it every year, so obviously I haven't changed it in 2 years.
Yeah.
Where do you go to adjust the one home?
Oh, where do you go to do my matrix, my information?
But at least 10 months within the last 10 years.
The gold jacket, yeah.
Yeah. And you change photo here. And then, yeah.
What about the jargon, though, the jargon like that they see when they get the first email? You know what I'm talking about?
Well,
I'll play with it, don't worry.
Bio?
I'll play with it.
yeah, the bio
Yeah,
is,
it's probably in there, okay.
yeah.
Okay, yep, that's exactly it,
Yeah.
perfect.
So that's what you, if you, so I can look up, let me look up, I can look an agent up, right? I go to quick look up and I wanna look up Mary. And these are all the, and there she is. And there's her photo.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a great photo.
How many of you have your headshot?
In the last 5 years.
In the last, yeah.
Yeah.
Not
It's
me.
like Mariah Carey.
So mine, let's turn off, yeah, I always have multiple. So this is his one home, well, that's your, the share link,
You see that banner game? Oops.
yeah.
They have a banner that's black and gold. Did you
Oh.
notice, if you went back a page?
Yeah.
You jumped too far. That's a kid's banner.
It was just an ad that, let me see if I can log on as me. No, it's me too, so if it was gonna launch as you, cause you have your ID, yeah, it's gonna launch as you in there. So, I can't log in as me because you have your,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so. Bad computer hygiene. Okay, yeah, just know you can come to the computer lab Monday and Friday, 9 to 11, 1 to 3.
9 to 11?
And 1 to 3. And yeah, it'll either be me or Tom. Tom is new with the company.
And it's not transaction based, correct?
No,
That's
no, there's a lady
no.
named, you know what? There's a lady named Fidget down at the association that does transaction desk.
Yeah, she's good. She did Remind too.
She did Remind, yeah. But I was told by her that she's not allowed to help agents when they walk in.
Did you say his name was Tom Bodine?
Huh?
Did you say his name was Tom Bodine?
His name's Tom Baudet,
Oh, Bodine.
not the owner of Motel 6.
Yeah, I was gonna
He's
say.
just Tom, Tom
Right
from
on.
Buffalo, New York, that, I worked with a lady for a long time, 30 years, named Benita, and she retired and then passed away, so, and, yeah, she worked there for a long time, it's all right, so. Tom's new, he's been there for about a little over 3 years, so he's learning. He's still learning, because there's a lot of things to this job, you know. Anything else I can answer while I'm here?
I thought you were gonna do a CMA.
No, that's a 2-hour class.
Can you condense it into like 2
But on
minutes?
Mondays and Fridays from 9 to
Yeah,
11,
well,
1 to 3.
What I usually recommend to people
Can
to.
you do a quick CMA?
Sure, what's the address?
600 North Carriage Hill Drive, Unit 1028. That's my client's, they just bought it. Let's see if the value went up.
Hill,
You could just do the Unit 1028.
Hill. And then when you go to tax, everybody know you can search your property?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so everybody, not everybody knows that. I would say half of the membership
And the
doesn't know.
property value as well, like what they're.
That's an
Wendy's
automated valuation value.
Wendy's really good at pinpointing that exact
Yeah.
number when you're trying to price a house.
Yeah, so
you
what,
go check it, it is exactly.
there's a tab up here that says view comparable properties.
Yes.
What's the typical range, square footage wise in there and?
I don't know.
That's a condo, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
so-
letting the system do it, I never use it.
Yeah, I don't either, that's what I'm asking.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
I don't use it, yeah,
No,
yeah.
I do it through
Like that.
search, I search a neighborhood and I say, look for a model match, that's how I do it. How I do it is very different than how.
Geez, you sound old fashioned,
Hmm?
like me. I think you sound old fashioned, I've been smart ass.
Yeah.
She used the area map, too. She just doesn't want to admit it.
Yeah, there you go,
What's that?
thank you.
Sure.
It's when I have like a example, like
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and
No,
I
she
have
didn't.
a couple of properties
She
on
was
the
full
map.
tax
Don't
estimated.
Yeah.
Picture. Can I send it to the client or?
Well, if you email it, it
Calculated
will,
right now.
yeah, it will send the picture
It
to the
looks good to
client.
me.
Can I do that? Because when I try to do the automatic.
Yeah, when you set up the automatic email to yourself, you will send the pictures to the client, and you'll be the client. You can put yourself in as a client with another email address. Like, okay, so I log on to MLS and it sees me as my realty1.com, right? I add a client, my Gmail, my Cox mail, you know, my AOL mail. Stop using AOL, nothing screams 90s like AOL, guys.
I never used it.
Yeah, so.
All years of doubt on my head.
Do you have an
Yeah.
Right?
Set it free.
Yeah.
And the only thing, and to BCC yourself, you know,
Yeah.
so you get everything.
Well, when you BCC yourself, yeah, it's supposed to.
I get pictures.
Yeah, yeah, you get pictures, yeah, yeah.
I mean, map.
A picture of the
Yeah,
map.
yes, you do, it's on one home automatically.
So is that the quick CMA right there?
Yeah, you click on view comparable properties, you let the system pick them for you.
Okay.
So you let the system do it.
That was a quick one.
Yeah. Well, here's the good thing about doing this method. First of all, it shows you the stuff that has sold not through MLS, two non-MLS sales, right? Now the system grabbed them, right? But I screen everything. I don't just take it's not that I don't believe the system, but I don't take what it says. I do.
Yeah, the 1 million shouldn't be in there.
Right, so what you can do, and this is a little bit odd way to do it, is you check the ones you don't want, right? And you remove them. At the bottom, there's a button that says remove. And what I do is I use, and that's an non-MLS sale too. Yeah, I normally sort them by square footage and then toss the ones that are too high and too low, right? So I have
It's 1770, or
Yeah.
1766.
Yeah, so I uncheck the ones that are way over 2,000 square feet, even if it's a good comp. I hate to do it, but yeah. And then I remove. So that's the quickest way to do it, and then you hit view report, and it gives you a quick CMA.
That was good.
Yeah, but I take the class because the class shows you other ways to do it. I don't do it like this.
You do it with maps?
Hmm?
You do it with maps?
Model match. Yeah. My house is a 2-story in 89074. Right, I have 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, no pool. I'm on a decent sized lot, but as they build new homes, right, you see what they're building new homes on? Yeah. So.
4,800 square feet.
Yeah, so I find a model match. And you know what else? I didn't know this when I was in my 30s and I was a babe and I was in love and I bought a house. I didn't know this, but my master is downstairs.
Thank God, huh?
Yeah, I had to walk up to my office this morning. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, so if for your customers that want single story in Summerlin, how about master down?
I have master down now.
Yeah,
Green Valley.
yeah. You can't search by that? Yes, you can. You can.
Yeah, right there.
Primary.
Yeah, primary down, right? Actually, you know what? Yeah, add remove, primary bedroom. And guys, I read the white paper on calling it master. It doesn't mean you can't use master. I read the white paper. Wasn't there anybody read a white paper ever in their life? It's not the most exciting thing one can do. So I say primary bedroom down, yes, no. I add that. Yeah. So then I can say Summerlin, primary bedroom down, even if it's a 2-story. Yeah. And I can put in all the zip codes of Summerlin.
Why would you just go to the, Summerlin West, Summerlin North?
Why don't I use this?
They don't put the zip codes in.
Give them the bad news.
Agents?
The agents.
They're gonna take this field away. This field's gonna go.
Yeah.
They already put the motion out to make this field go away, and you know who didn't want it to go away was the people on the MLS. No, that's what I use. Right.
I never use that.
But that's easier than a zip code, and they, in my opinion.
But zip code's more accurate.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the agents, you know how many agents put Summerlin in properties not in Summerlin?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can only pass.
They want to be in Summerlin.
894, 89138. Okay, so how many single stories down in Summerlin? At least 124. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a lot. 124.
If they're correct.
Probably all 1 stories.
Not necessarily, I don't know, you don't have, you have.
Can't reach that like me.
Yeah, you have a different display, so. He knows what he's doing, he uses this for his,
You ruined my whole display.
I did not ruin.
Come take your class to get
Well,
back to where
your
I am.
display.
I'll go with you.
Hopefully, what will happen is Association Fee 1, 29,000, 030, Association Fee 1, there's another one that's, you pay $29,000 a month?
That's a summer club.
Well, tonight person in.
Yeah.
Click that little button and run around.
The
Yeah.
HOAs are wrong, you ever come across that? The HOAs are so wrong.
No, otherwise they're not getting any calls.
Well, the most popular thing, what do agents do when they first get their license? They show up.
They don't go to class, apparently.
They show up. I showed up, huh? How come I'm not making a living? Are you making a living? Sometimes I say to Tom, how are these people feeding themselves?
But Kathy's point is true, a lot of us are lazy, we copy the last listing for measurements, and one agent says, Tim, can I use the pictures from the last listing?
Oh, no.
That'll cost you $250.
That's
So don't be lazy, go out there and measure, go out there and take new photos.
And the photographers, they'll negotiate with you. They'll give you deals.
Okay, that's
Not
on
virtual.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All right, gang, Kathy Heaney, everybody. Thank you, Kathy. We appreciate it.
And you ever think?
Yeah.
You look back toward how you sort all your history?
Oh, my matrix,
Okay.
my listings, my sales history. 1 year, 10 years, 24 years, so here's this 24 years. And to take this a little bit further, you can do the click here to run this as a full search, and then export it into whatever. Well, you could also show it on the map and show a map of your,
Nice.
it's gonna be a busy map. So he has sold stuff out in Summerlin.
9/11 and 1 to 3.
Yeah,
That'd be good, that's a good reaction from our view.
yeah.